broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
It's when this one you say, better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave.
I like this dance.
In the show you gotta know you won't tell I said.
This is my favorite part of my week, though. That Pretty Little Liars sing-along is pretty amazing.
Time it. We have to find a way to time it so we do the sh and the look and all of it. We need to start practicing.
Next time we'll do that beforehand.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. Don't worry, guys. But welcome, AfterBuzzers. We're here doing another Pretty Little Liars show for you all. We're so excited to be here. And we're streaming live on YouTube. And you can always find us on YouTube at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV, as well as on SoundCloud and iTunes. This is definitely a show. Tons of theories. Let us know what you think is going to happen with this trial. There's so much going on. Only 2 more episodes before the season is done, which is crazy to think about. And it's, of course, using the hashtag ABTVPLL. It is season 5 of Pretty Little Liars. The melody lingers on. And this, to me, I kind of want to start here, felt like more like a Good Wife episode or like a trial show than ever before on Pretty Little Liars.
It a lot, though.
Yeah.
I like courtroom dramas. And I was telling Heather after we watched it, I was like, I like how normally when they go, objection, they're like, overruled. And this time he was like, objection, sustained. Yes. I didn't know that was the word that they used. And I was like, yes.
Amazing.
Go on with yourself.
Yeah. I got really excited.
So crazy. But I was saying to Hannah that I feel like the show, just in tone, was completely different tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I liked it. I kind of like when shows switch it up a bit, and this felt like we were getting some answers and a lot more questions. Obviously, I feel like that's always the case with Pretty Little Liars. It's a few answers and tons of questions. It's always the combination. But Allison seemed okay with going to trial at the beginning of the episode, and her dad was certainly not. And then we kind of saw it all fall apart in the courtroom.
Yeah.
I thought he was super sketchy.
I did too.
He was on my sketch list. I had the sketchy list today.
Allison's father?
Yes. So I made a sketchy list.
I'm really proud of you for the sketchy list.
Of the whole episode. And he was on it. He's number 3.
He's number 3?
Well, they weren't numbered, but I just made that up.
All right, so I was going to ask who was number 1, but I guess you don't have...
I see, and I agree with that.
Spencer and Caleb. Well, Spencer, number 1. And then I thought Caleb was like a little sketchy, but he was correlated to Spencer.
Caleb's number 1 in my book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they were sketchy. Andrew was like super sketchy.
Super sketchy.
Yeah.
And then Allie's dad was sketchy.
You guys, you know what I just realized? We didn't introduce ourselves. Because, that's important. I hope you all know us by now, but I'm Stephanie Wenger.
Hi, guys. I'm Kristin Strange.
Hey, I'm Hannah Prichard.
Hey guys, I'm Heather Joy Smith.
We were a little too excited about the episode.
I'm always too excited.
But let's jump into... and if you're watching us, we're not on the Fosters. Yeah, but...
Great show,
I do that show,
Great
so
show.
watch it.
Yes. But let's talk about Allie's trial and how... Did you think that the prosecutor did a good job of getting Jason to talk about his relationship with...
I thought he did a second job because that was irrelevant.
Yeah, and I didn't understand how he knew to even question that. I was like, where are you getting this information?
Spies.
I mean,
Definitely speeding information because it was so not relevant to the whole entire case. So for him to bring it up and kind of like lead Jason down that path with Ashley, somebody had to like put something in his ear to ask those kind of questions.
Yeah. I don't know who it was though. I don't feel like I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I was like, where are we going with this? And then it made things weird.
He made it like, oh, Ashley traded sex for you to change your testimony.
Yes.
Who does that?
That's exactly what it sounded like.
It's like, let's take a look at Jason and think how badly he needs someone to trade testimony for their art.
I'm laughing so much at what is happening, and I know everybody's enjoying it.
This is just a promo for all the shows that we do here. A lot of them are great. Project Runway All-Stars is a great one.
All right, so as many technical difficulties as we're having, let's try to jump into this trial. And so, Jason, I felt like, yes, and now we have Pretty Little Liars back up. Woo! All right, so Jason, though, I felt like it was definitely who was feeding that information. There were so many things in that trial that they, in fact, knew that Allie's kidnapping was fake. There were things that would only be privy to that were brought up in that trial, and it made me question the judicial system as well as the lawyers in that courtroom, because how are they connected to A? And we don't have those answers yet.
It's just like the police. There's no good judicial system or safety system in Rosewood. It's all a little corrupt.
I feel like those lawyers probably got something mailed to them or something on their desk. Anonymously, and so they have no idea where this information came from. But obviously, if you get some kind of information like that, you're going to...
In a big case.
Yeah, in a big case, you're going to ask about that.
I agree, but I did take it to a darker place a bit, and I started to wonder if they have some more than like a random item being mailed to them, but some relationship with A.
I didn't take it that far. I didn't think that was the case. I feel like they were tipped off by A.
All right. Interesting.
Unless A is a lawyer, but I don't think that's
I'm just like really ready for them to come out and tell the truth. With the whole trial, I'm like, guys, come on. Just like go ahead and let all the beans spill.
No,
please.
I like the trial drama.
I like the trial drama too, but I'm like, this is a great opportunity. And yes, you may all get in trouble for this, but I just like, can we just let it all come out?
You know what I'm worried about,
crazy.
though, that they had mentioned a couple times in this episode was how Shauna did kill Arya. So no one's been murdered, really, yet. As we know, Mona may be murdered.
You mean Arya did kill Shauna?
Arya killed Shauna.
Arya killed Shauna, whatever. My brain. Arya did kill Shauna, and she's really the only one that has committed a murder, and nothing's happening to her.
It's true. That's very, very true.
See,
interesting.
That's the thing. I know I brought it up last week, and I got tweets about it this week about I do not want Arya to be a part of this A thing, but I do have a question mark in my mind. She's definitely someone that I think about. I know you guys are still on the Spencer, or
Caleb and Toby.
Caleb and Toby.
Caleb and Toby.
I don't know, though. It's not that I think she necessarily is, but it wouldn't shock me if she was. That's where I'm at with Arya.
I'm the same way.
It wouldn't shock me, but I would be like, come on, y'all.
It was interesting. We really didn't see Toby this episode.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we haven't seen him
He's off
much in
camera.
a while. But we'll see him in the next one. We saw it in the promo, right? He'll be in the next one. And then Caleb, I still think they're in cahoots. Because Caleb then also, with like the burner phones and then him picking up the phone call, I'm like, of course he's picking up the phone call. Because somebody's going to tell him something as he picks up that phone call. And then not only did he pick it up, but then he brought up him picking it up later. I'm like, okay, now we're just like pointing like, hey, look at what Caleb's doing.
Fair.
That's what I thought.
You're right. He was on the phone for a significant amount of time before he put it on speakerphone.
Like, let me listen. Are we ready? Are you ready?
Okay. And then he like apologized to them like he was like covering his tracks.
Yeah.
Do we remember where
I did think that was strange. She was like, sorry about taking the phone out of your hand.
Yeah. If we start stepping on each other now, I'm like, oh, cut it.
So that was what made you think he was sketchy, that he held on to the phone?
That was weird.
It was weird. I agree that was a strange moment, but I go back and forth with Caleb between him truly being an overprotective boyfriend and wanting to like figure it out and help her and being involved. I can sway either way on that.
How strange was it, though, when they were leaving and he was like, Spence? And then all of a sudden they're having tea. And then
Like, when did you two become best friends?
And-
even though I did want those cookies. That's what I need right now.
She was all like, we'll have to do something to make you, like, bottle up the essence of the best boyfriend. So I kind of thought that they were, your word, in cahoots together.
Did you like that?
I feel like if she was gonna say something like that, though, she would have said that in a more like public setting in front of other people rather than just him. Because if they're just hanging out,
I felt like it was like a kid, like, oh, you're being such a great boyfriend, the essence of a great boyfriend. I don't know. I just thought that it was a little strange.
Well, I want to know what everybody out there is thinking. Tweet us using the hashtag ABTVPLL and let us know who you think A is. Is Caleb as bad as we're making him seem at this table?
We did get a tweet about just bring it up.
Yeah. And I want to know, do you think Arya could be involved? Are any of the girls involved? Maybe it's somebody I'm not even thinking of. And we've been talking about this for a long time, that we're going to do a poll. And how we're going to do the poll is use that hashtag, ABTVPLL, and then a hashtag for the character that you think A is, and tweet us all week long with that. Yes. And we will reveal results at our finale show, which brings me to thank you so much, everyone, for tweeting us about the big announcement. And our announcement is that we are planning a big finale show 2 weeks away at the YouTube space in LA with special guests from the show. And we will tell you more next week. And we want you, again, to follow us, have your friends follow us, and we will reveal who will be on our show next week.
We should
5
definitely
stars on iTunes.
Yeah, we should only reveal like a little bit of who's going to be there, and then they have to watch to see who actually everybody shows up.
Exactly.
We'll give you 2 people next week.
Yeah, we'll give you 2 people next week.
2 people next week, more to come, and we promise an amazing show in a different studio and something fun to play. And
it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, we've been planning it, and we're so excited to have you guys watch and hang out with us, and definitely get involved using our hashtag. Yes. Yay. All right. I know. I feel like I'm really stoked about it.
I'm really excited about this.
We've been working really hard on this. So we hope you guys are as excited as we are.
Yeah. So it will be a fun group, and I'm sure with this big A reveal that they've been teasing for so long in the finale, it'll be great to have guests with us who can talk about how that played out on set. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk a little more about Jason's actual testimony. I know we kind of started there, but okay, so I felt like he did it in the classiest way he could. Yeah. It was, he couldn't lie about it, but on the flip side, he was just like, I'm keeping what's private. But I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt Hannah or possibly even Ashley, because like once you're involved, will she end up in trouble with the law as well?
It's not even like he said when we hung out. Like, I don't know. There was no specifics. I thought he handled it really well. I thought the lawyer was a jerk, but I thought that he handled it really classy. He was
I did too.
I'm not going to say anymore. It's not relevant. We hung out. He could have just said we're friends.
I mean, I think that he was afraid of obviously purging or of lying on the stand. But I felt like he didn't throw her under the bus. He definitely tried to protect her, but he said enough where it could lead to her definitely being questioned, I felt like. And that would be sad. I don't want mother and daughter to be in trouble. That seems a little too harsh.
That's too much.
Yeah. I did appreciate that end scene, though, between Hannah and her mother. It was, I think, in the last segment of the show, in the last act, that they were talking about that she's like, I hope you didn't get my bad decision gene. And she was like, I want all of your genes. And I was like, that's a sweet moment, because you see a lot of tension between... I think, between them, like as a mother and daughter, and to have them have that sweet moment while she's in jail, because I feel like in most things that would bring so much tension to the relationship. Like she would be so disappointed in her daughter, and this was somehow bringing them together. And I thought that was an interesting turn for Pretty Little Liars to take.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
all I got on it. I agree with you.
It was a great moment between the two of them. I mean,
I always like you. If you watch the show, you know I'm a big fan of the sweeter moments of Pretty Little Liars for sure.
Not many.
I know. I want to say something about the break-in, if we're there.
Yes, let's jump to the break-in.
They found something in the back of the mirror, which, of course, that was the first place they looked.
That's what I said. I was like, of course it's the first guess. Really? And what made her think it was the mirror? I want to know. How is that getting in bonus?
Yeah. But someone tweeted us tonight, hey, Asthma, that's kind of has a relation to Charles De Laurentiis, which I believe is Allie's dad's name. How that, and it does say sisters launched Lair. I didn't really understand the card, but there is a tweet to us about how it's related to Mr. D. So I don't know if you guys had any ideas about that.
Launched Lair. Well, I mean, I think it still goes back to the fact that Allie has like a sister, or that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think it's definitely something in the De Laurentiis family.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Launched Lair.
I feel like we'll find out next week what it is exactly, but
yeah, that was a pretty random message, but it's something that I'm gonna have to go back and go through and look at Tumblr and figure out. I feel like that's what I end up doing after our after shows, is going on all these fan sites and
any ideas about it.
Yeah,
Will you read it to me again?
Know.
Will you read it to me again?
I'll let you read the tweet.
I just can't keep forgetting what the card said.
Yeah, so it's
continue.
It's definitely one of those things where I feel like it's gonna be in the next few episodes. We figure it out. It was a little bit of a strange card. Also, I know that this is a little bit jumping ahead, but at the very end when we see the parrot.
Right.
Yes, I said to her, I was like, oh, the parrot's back.
The parrot, yeah, and it was with the sorority house mother who had the, don't you remember? And she would repeat everything. So that made me suspicious of, and will we get a return of her, and how does parrot play in, and the shredded,
Varjack.
Varjack and the Social Security card.
Yep.
Yeah, which was crazy to see. And let's jump into this Varjack thing a little bit more. I know we're going to get to the house break-in, I promise. I just want to talk a little bit. We're going out of order tonight. So Varjack, do you think that the music was clearly coming from Varjack? Why was he playing that music? And that it reminded me of a music we've heard before on the show.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was at the carnival, but I could be wrong. So tweet me.
Yeah. I know we've heard it before. I just can't place where it's coming from.
I keep thinking of the woman.
Yeah.
That's what. Didn't she play the music in that place? I thought that's. Or maybe also, though, I may also be like weaving in some Ravenswood stuff.
That's what.
To be quite honest.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Because I think their music may have been played in that, because they dealt a lot with that old woman and that home.
Well, I believe Marlene King has said in the past that they're going to tie in things that happened on Ravenswood. Like, you don't have to have watched Ravenswood, but I think they're going to try to tie up some loose ends from Ravenswood within Pretty Little Liars.
As they should.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here's kind of the reason I don't think that Caleb could be A.
Stop.
Because he was... Now that you bring it up, he was in Ravenswood. Potentially, the idea was for Caleb to go off and have his own show called Ravenswood. He can't necessarily be A if they meant...
I still think it's Caleb and Toby, though.
But he was also planning to come back and visit Ravenswood or to Rosewood.
I don't think...
Maybe they knew all along that they were only going to do that many episodes, and they fooled us all.
Here's also what I think, though, because I do think that music and the bird came from that woman that was in Ravenswood, where he had access to that home and created a relationship with her. So it would make sense for him to be back in that home, or you be around that bird, or using those things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair.
Interesting. And what about this break-in? We see the tool that they use to break the window, and that's like stuck into the ground, right?
Yeah, and
Is
it's
that
like from an ice cream place?
Yeah,
so that was how it tied in to the end. We saw the ice cream. So we know that that's related to the A somehow. I mean, I kind of assumed that when we saw the break-in, but that definitely made the connection.
It's driving me crazy that I don't understand or can't figure out this whole Boo Boo's ice cream thing. Like, we keep seeing the ice cream, and I'm like, why do I know nothing about this ice cream?
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy.
Maybe we'll find out more about, like, Allie and her sister used to go there or something.
Her sister works there.
Her sister works there.
I would love, if like the twin worked at the ice cream.
Yeah.
So we're definitely all on board then about this twin thing.
Lots of possibility.
It's a hat, yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting. Or I've always said on our show that I would love an episode that is just basically a flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because it would just shed light on so much. Like, what were these girls at 12 or 14? How did you get to this place? Because there has to be things that happened before.
And someone tweeted us something really interesting about how cool it would be to see the reveal of A from A's perspective. That would be so cool, but I mean, we can't change it now because I'm sure they already filmed it, but maybe they'll surprise us.
Well, I mean, we've had A reveals. I'm not saying that this won't be a big one because I know that, like, they always do a great job with their finales. But we've had A reveals before. We have some news and gossip on Ian Harding, and he talked about being his A reveal. So, like, there have been different A reveals. I don't know. Maybe this is the one, the true one, but you don't know. They have more seasons to come. So.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't think we're going to get the A.
Like,
I want to so bad.
Me too. I can't, like, the stress trying to figure it out. I can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I want, like, a slight sliver. I want, like, split episodes where we do keep following A or something like that, but we watch them still not know who A is. Like, I'm fine with that, but, like, I want to know.
Yeah, I don't care if they know. I want.
Exactly.
That
they
can
don't
happen.
need to. Yeah, so they need to do that. If you all are watching, producers, writers, help us out.
Give us
Come
something.
on now. Let's do that. It sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I like that idea.
reshoot everything just
Yeah.
this week.
Come on.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, make it happen.
We're not gonna start.
Next season.
And then, so up in her bedroom, we have. That was like a ransacked room. That was crazy. Like, it wasn't just a break-in where we're like, oh, we stole a few things. It was the blood that was in her refrigerator, assuming that was still there. We saw the dolls, I think, right?
Their heads were all off.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, and I was just like, who would do that? It wasn't so much about getting an item. I mean, yes, they took the blood, but it felt like it was about destroying any evidence that was in that room.
I kind of got the feeling that they were trying to look for something to themselves. Like, why would you rip off heads of dolls
Right.
unless you were looking for something?
The girls were so smart, though, to know. For the first time, they were like, A's probably trying to scare us.
Yeah.
We need to just, like, look through, because before they'd have been like, oh my God, and then, like, run away.
Yeah.
But what I didn't understand about this whole break-in and then us seeing the wrench and everything, or whatever that thing was. Screwdriver or wrench. Definitely not a wrench.
It's not a wrench.
I do
It's
not
like
know my
pick.
tools clearly at all. I don't do any handiwork. But what I didn't understand about it, though, is because they never addressed that investigators went after this break-in occurred and, like, took evidence. Because at the end, when they're showing that screwdriver or whatever, it's in a facility. It's, like, being used or looked at as, like, evidence pulled off of a case, but they never addressed that. And if that was what happened and somebody went in and did that, then wouldn't there be questions about blood being taken out and they would have access to all?
I don't know that it was investigators who took what we saw at the very end. That was not the sense that it was definitely, like,
they were like scientists.
Yeah, I got the sense that it might be like a part of A's lair.
I kind of did too.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
That it wasn't an official lab, that it was a place where
A has that many workers. Like, who is she, Santa? I don't understand.
Elves.
not Santa.
It was more like a CSI type lab, like,
Me
right? Like, they're
too.
trying to get DNA off of this
But
thing.
I feel like A would have that.
No,
Stop.
Like they have,
might.
yeah.
Nah, A has rundown places with just little shredders
They
and
did.
birds
They did in
chirping.
season 2, but this is season 5, right?
now
Stepped up their game.
I want a quick little survey. A's lair, part of A's lair, a lab in A's lair, or official investigation down
A's
the pan?
lair. Me.
Official
investigation.
A's lair.
Y'all be crazy. The line has been drawn.
Just
I
to
just
be
kinda
clear.
want it to be A's lair.
What? She's now getting, like, funding
here's-
from the government to, like,
Here's
torture
my
these
thing
girls?
on this. Okay, why would A, break into the house, leave it in the wood floor or whatever, then come back for it and then be like analyzing it?
Yeah,
that's so
maybe it wasn't
weird.
the same one.
I don't think though.
Crazy.
No, I don't think though that the investigation, if that was the case, we would see arrests and there would be an official, like they have to have an official.
Questions about why Mona has piles of blood in her refrigerator.
Right, and that was the other thing that I have to bring up is that Mike was one of the few who knew about this blood. I mean, he did tell people eventually, but
he was not there. He's out of town.
Yeah.
How much blood does she have left after she splattered it all over the house, though?
She's taken a lot.
I don't, that's a good question. Is there any remaining blood?
Yeah.
It's possible that there's not, and it was just an empty refrigerator and they were looking for the blood.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. But I definitely wondered what was happening there. If Mike was involved, if I did think it was A's lair, but I could see an official investigation. I'm not like opposed. I don't know, just something to think about in terms of that. But the dolls, I said this yesterday for Glee. They have creepy dolls on Glee. They have creepy dolls on Pretty Little Liars. It just, every show I cover, creepy dolls. It needs to stop, guys.
You're gonna have like nightmares with like creepy dolls dancing around.
Man, literally, I'll come in next week with my sad stories. So unfortunate.
I did have a dream about Pretty Little Liars this past week, and I thought that means I'm too invested. I'm dreaming about this show.
Have you guys watched more of season 3?
No, because
No, I
my
haven't.
power was out at my apartment for 10 hours on Sunday, so I sat there waiting. Like, when can I watch PLL? Oh, apparently never.
No, that's terrible.
I'm so ready for like new theories.
Oh, don't worry. This weekend I'm on it.
I will this weekend. I was out of town.
Once again, I have no plans.
I will get on it.
I mean, but our fans have been so good about sending us their theories, and we so appreciate it because when we don't get a chance to rewatch episodes, your theories are making us think. And I've definitely been going on fan sites and Twitter, and let me know if there's a particular Pretty Little Liars fan site I should be going to. Tweet at us about it because we love
the theories.
Yeah, love the theories. We even got a video this week of an A theory, which
I love the videos.
so incredible. We love reading all of your stuff. I kind of want to do a relationship update right now of the show, starting with Andrew and Aria. I know people.
So sketchy.
Go
ahead.
Hey, this is my thing. I agree. Tonight he was super sketch. You're 100.
While we're there, though, can we talk about the fact that he looks 30?
Yes. Why did he look so old tonight?
I was like, wait, did he become a teacher?
Yeah.
He had audition for Ezra, didn't he?
I feel like he really aged like 10 years this episode. I don't get it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought that he was super hot, but I'm attracted to guys that are that age. So,
But okay, so we're all like, okay. He looked like when he had the papers in his hand and he was like putting them down on the desk. I was like, oh, you're a teacher giving back papers. Oh no, you're Andrew.
yeah,
Yes.
And so I agree. Tonight he was super sketchy because he knew too much about Mona.
And then like that random where they were breaking in, and he's like looking at the house and then walking away.
I didn't know.
What was that about?
That was so weird.
I thought, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just keeping an eye on Aria. But I mean, I don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt in Pretty Little Liars. So.
And I think ultimately his sketchiness, because she was out. Like, she was so not into him when he tried to kiss her at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
She was done. I felt like. And I wonder if that's what leads her back to Ezra.
I don't know if it's gonna happen yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't think
They need time.
by season finale, still not a couple?
No, I think season finale.
No, I don't think they will be. I think Aria thought it through. I want them to be together, but I think that Aria made her decision. She wants to go to college single, and that's what she's gonna do.
I love the disagreements at our panel tonight. We are very divided, and it's like pretty intense here on our panel. Trying to be neutral territory, but I'm not that neutral.
Yeah, I know that you want them back together.
I do. I love them, and that's part of our news and gossip, so that'll be fun to talk about as well. So what I want to know, though, so Arya better with Andrew, single? What do we think? Now we've seen the sketchy side of Andrew.
I think if he wasn't sketchy, I'm into them.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, I think that he is ultimately, so no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to just see a really close Ezra and Arya friendship kind of thing.
And
So I want that.
Yeah, I want that too. And Spencer, single?
Yeah.
Single unless it's Johnny. Like, Lord knows, I'm just like, bring him back.
Yeah, I think she needs some time to be alone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then Hannah, jail, and she asked Caleb to kind of get out of town,
gonna
be
happen.
safe.
Not gonna do
Yeah.
it. No
He doesn't need to
way.
get out of town because
Yeah.
he's A.
Exactly.
And Emily, who
Single. She needs to stay
She
single
needs to
for a
stay
little bit.
single, too.
we have 3/4 of the girls.
I think they all kind of need single.
Yeah.
a little bit right
Always
now.
This is the
had
time-
relationships. Like, give it a break for a little bit. You need it
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
like with this whole
And
trial.
this is the time in their life where they should be single.
Absolutely.
They're
I
trying
mean,
to decide where to go to college. You don't want to make that based on a guy. It's
Yeah,
Agreed.
seniors. They're seniors. It's time to like focus on college and your future and kind of yourself at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see if. I'm not sure they're all going to remain single for very long. Like, I agree, in theory, they should be, but this is not a show that does that. They will find new guys. Arya and Andrew still have their back and forth going on.
Yeah.
Caleb is in the picture. Like, I just don't think, and Toby has not exited, as we saw for next week. There's a lot going on.
How much did I call, though, that voice machine where you cupped your hands over?
You did.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's going to be an issue, that's going to be an issue, and then it wasn't, and I was like, dang it. Here it was.
Yeah.
Came back.
Came through for me.
Well, and I got so stoked when they like started showing the recap at the beginning, and they showed
was like,
Johnny.
I
I was
knew
like,
it.
Johnny's coming back, Johnny's coming back, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Just his machine. A
Yeah.
piece of him.
Cricket.
I didn't realize that machine could record.
I didn't either.
I think I do remember him saying that actually.
So that was kind of my question. Another question that I had for you tonight was it supposed to record, or was it set up by someone else?
I'm gonna go with it was set up by somebody else.
Well, Emily seemed to know.
Yeah, she seemed to know.
So,
Well, here's my thinking on this. Okay, so when they originally did it, and whenever they went into like the little bubble thing and talked into it, it was kind of supposed to be like a secret between two people.
Yes.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to be like a recording and then
let
other
me share my secret with
Yeah,
you.
it was secret. Like you listen here, and I be in the little bubble.
Right.
I don't know what it's called.
I love
Sorry.
they're referring it to the little bubble.
Whatever, you know the glass.
Yeah, it was like
It's
a
a
glass
little bubble.
box.
It's
Yeah.
the bubble that
Yeah.
you go in and you talk in
the
it.
voice bubble, the secret bubble.
The secret bubble. Yeah, it's a secret bubble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Secret. Not supposed to be shared with everybody else.
Yes.
That's what I always thought of it as. Like, I almost thought of it as like a kid's thing where you are like in and you're sharing a secret with someone else. Not that it's like a recorded history of the town or the people
Right.
of the town.
It's a small town. I'm sure she recognized a couple voices.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I recognized a couple voices on that. So, again, yeah, I mean, I'll have to go back and rewatch the episode to get all the details of that. But crazy that she can just go and like listen. She's like, oh, I'm done with work. I'm done cleaning my table. I'm going to sit down and
Listen to some secrets.
yeah, listen to everybody's secrets. Because people are talking about like dogs that they like let loose. I was just
That
like,
was awful. I was
Yeah.
like, that is absolutely horrible. Can we talk about that? That's something to skip over right there.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, there were like these things that they didn't. That's what made me wonder if it was meant to be recorded, because there were things that people were revealing that you wouldn't have recorded. I feel like if anything you would like write it down, or there has to be another way of kind of getting your secret out there. It's like more of a confessional than anything else, which is so weird and crazy to think about.
Pope Emily on the other side.
I know. I don't know. I mean, and Emily now will have everyone's secrets. Like, she knows where to go. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted, like, I know the music played. I wanted some other big, like,
Me too.
I want something else big.
I was
Yeah.
expecting, like, I know what can get Allison. I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know
Something
you did
huge.
last summer. Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like that is going to be like the explosive thing. Like, I don't know if it'll be by the end of this season or an early next season thing. That box is going to be. I kind of said it when they first revealed it, an explosion of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wonder then if Johnny has access to all the recordings then as well.
Like remote access now that he's gone.
Interesting.
You don't want him to.
I just want Johnny to come back.
So any way he can come back, you don't care.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I hear you. I think we covered the show pretty well tonight. But do you want to jump into news and gossip?
Yeah.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
So Ian Harding did a new interview and talked a little bit about the future of Ezra and Arya. I know all of our fans love that relationship, and I love that relationship, let's be honest. And he says, I think it's going to be a little bit more down to earth over the next few seasons, and even this season. It's just such an odd place to be in for two people because they figure out, yeah, I lied to you, but we still have the connection. And what does that mean? So
That's very deep.
it is very deep, and that's the way he does interviews. They're always like I always feel like
Like, it tugged at my heartstrings just a little bit.
It makes me just like really interested in. It's clear to me in that quote how invested he is.
Oh, yeah.
In that relationship, and that I think he wants it to end well. I mean, reading the rest of the interview, and the way fans want, which I think, at least if our panel is any indication, it's together. Yeah, I mean, we say it all the time. They're totally endgame.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people are very against that relationship.
I understand why.
Yeah.
Like, I understand in real life why you would have real opposition to that relationship starting in school and teacher. I get it, 110%. I just happen to really like that particular.
They have very good chemistry together, so they make it worth it for us.
I agree. Mm-hmm. But tweet us, let us know what you're thinking about that relationship as well. Basically, we just want you to tweet us and tell us everything you're thinking. Everything about Pretty Little Liars.
I love it when I get like 6 pages of tweets from the same people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to know all of this.
Exactly. And we read it all.
Yeah.
We're
Or if you like type it out on your notes and then like screenshot it and then like send it as a picture.
Idea.
I like that too.
Yeah, and we're also big fans of liking your tweets.
Yeah.
We all are all over that.
Every time I see it's like favorite.
Exactly. So we're big on that. So if you want a favorited tweet, we're good people to come to.
I like to retweet them too.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what I think too.
Yeah. And our other piece of news and gossip is so fun. Tyler Blackburn, of course, bought a new house in Los Feliz, and so fun. I think.
Tyler.
I was gonna say. That's not too bad.
That's where everyone is hanging out now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a place, and they say it has a vintage feel. So
I can totally get that from
Forbes
him.
reported it today. So
Nice.
Exciting. Yeah, something fun to. I don't know. Hopefully they'll have like house parties and things like that there because that just seems fun.
I mean, and we should totally be invited.
Well, obviously.
And I stalked Will Bradley, who plays Johnny, and he's actually in a play.
Of course you did.
I absolutely did. And he's actually in the play Figaro at A Noise Within, which is in Los Angeles area, running until like May. So
Are you going to go?
Oh, we're all going.
Okay.
Group field trip. Pretty Little Liars group field trip for sure.
You want to come on the show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hannah will drive you.
She'll pick you up at your house.
Front door.
Amazing. Yes. So fun. Yeah. And again, we are so excited. I want to just say it again. For our more details of our announcement, we're excited for the finale show, and we will have all of that for you next week with 2 guest reveals. Again, you have to follow us and get your friends to follow us too, who are big Pretty Little Liars fans.
And give us 5 stars on iTunes.
Yes.
So lots for you to do. We also want to know your A theories and all that good stuff, but we're going to get into our own predictions right now.
I really kind of want to start.
And now,
Go for it.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV
I have a few things.
predictions.
I forgot to talk about Ashley on my sketchy list. Here's why.
Oh, really?
Dang.
Yeah,
Well-
that seems harsh.
I mean, here's why. She said in the very beginning, Alison De Laurentiis is capable of anything. I know firsthand. And I felt like that had deeper meaning. I just thought that was a sketchy quote. Anyways, that's not my real prediction.
Just a side note.
I just forgot to mention it, and I saw it under the butter on my notes from the popcorn that I was eating while watching this. So I also think that Mona's redhead friend was involved in the staging of the murder.
Yeah,
and I think that she's behind the scenes of it. I think that they had like this plan, like, let me throw you down the stairs and do this thing, and like we're gonna stage this. I think that she was the one in the thing staging.
Yeah. Or if Mona is alive, which I don't think she is because we saw a body, so I still need an explanation for that. But if so, then I would imagine that friend is the one hiding her. Because she dipped out you know what I mean?
She was like, let me check in. See ya.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, why haven't we seen her again? Anyways, a side note.
I kind of feel like Mona's still alive. I don't know why.
But what is the deal with that body? I still need an explanation.
I know we need an explanation, but I just feel like she's just gonna pop out the last episode here and just be like, hey.
I would love if she is.
I just kind of want her to like walk down the high school hallway and be like, I'm back.
Yeah. I think there's so many like loose ends with that, and I don't know. I don't believe the video at all.
I worry about Mike. I worry about Mike's future. I worry about where Mike is.
Yeah.
I worry everything related to Mike. I feel like it could go either way. He's either super involved and it's going to unravel for him, or it's going to it's going to end up he's not involved, but they're going to get after him and he's going to get hurt, or something bad is going to happen to him. I feel like his future is not great.
Grim.
Right, yeah.
Well, what if he comes back from wherever he is with Mona? Like, what if he's going to get her right now?
Oh, dang.
But I can't decide if I think that Allie will be found guilty or not guilty.
I can't either.
Because I feel like it should be not guilty because it's not going very well for her right now. And I'm like, unless a miracle occurs in the next episode, then it would be a stretch, I feel like, for her to be found not guilty.
But like they said, only one person has to question it.
All right, so maybe this is another panel question. Guilty? Anyone? Guilty?
I don't think she can be guilty, only for the fact that we have several seasons left.
Yeah.
If she's guilty, then they're going to convict Hannah of it too, and there's no way they're going to lock both of them up.
No.
I think that they're both going to be released. I think that this whole thing with them being in jail is kind of for, I don't know what, but I think it was to get them in the same place at the same time. That's why Hannah was sent to jail, I think, to get someone in jail with Allie to get information from her. Like, they were talking about the whole Varjack and numbers and whatnot.
This brings me back to Mike. Do you think that Mike could be the next to go to jail because he's so close to Mona? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
I kind of feel like he will be. I feel like there's been questions in the last few episodes about, like, are you worried about him getting in trouble? I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if there's going to be some confrontation. I know we saw the shredding of Varjack's social security card, but some confrontation between Mike maybe and Varjack. I feel like Varjack, we're going to figure out who that is. And then, because that's not A. There's something related to A, but maybe that's kind of the next reveal. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. There's only 2 episodes left. So crazy. But thank you so much for tweeting and hanging out with us every Tuesday at 9. We love it. And we'll be back next week with more. And then again, our special finale in 2 weeks at the YouTube space. And you can tweet AFTERBUZZ at AFTERBUZZ TV. And you can tweet me at Stephanie Wenger.
You can tweet me at Kristin Strange and find me on Instagram at Kristin Aubrey Strange.
And you all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TheHotShotDude.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Heather Joy Smith.
See you all next week. Thanks.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.